But let's get to, you brought up narrative, and that is one narrative going on right now. There are going to be some football field narratives happening here in just, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
Oh, my gosh.
I am super excited. I told you before, I was excited about the draft. It happened. Got depressed because it was like, now what? And now we're here. Now we're to the season. So we're going to call this Bust or Trust the Narrative. So here are the narratives out there. We got 6 of them. Let's see if we can get through these.
Okay.
Dad's
first call at 11:30, so we'll be okay.
So we're good.
Yeah.
The first one, the narrative is that the Texans are doomed without DeAndre Hopkins. They got ripped off in that deal. They don't have their number 1 receiver. They are doomed without DeAndre Hopkins. And Pete put in the odds here.
Yeah.
In the AFC South, and the odds are Indy's favored, Tennessee right behind them, and then a distant third is Houston. So that is the narrative out there, that they are in trouble this year without DeAndre Hopkins. Do you want to bust that narrative, or do you want to trust it?
I want to bust that one. That needs a good right hook across somebody's head there for that one. That needs to be busted. Okay. Well, where I want to bust it is just because DeAndre Hopkins is not there, the offense won't be the same. And no, that's not true. I mean, again, they're losing a marquee player, DeAndre Hopkins. Yes, I know that. But damn, I mean, with Will Fuller there, Randall Cobb there, Brandon Cooks there. I'm missing another receiver that I wanted to mention here. Hold on. Kenny Stills. Kenny Stills there.
David Johnson.
David Johnson coming out of the backfield. I look at that and go, no. I think this is overall going to be a more effective offense when I just look at that.
More effective DeAndre
It's going to be the best thing for Deshaun Watson.
Wow.
I think it'll be the best thing for Billy O'Brien. Because, and you might have heard me say this before, the big thing is to me, and again, DeAndre Hopkins is awesome, and his connection with Watson was great. I don't know if it was always the best thing for the overall success of their football team. Because there was times where Deshaun Watson, he just looks at DeAndre Hopkins the whole time. Or that's all they call plays for, is to get DeAndre Hopkins the ball. And this year, it's going to be more wide receiver by committee. And really, all those guys can do everything. When you break down Cooks, Stills, and
Fuller and Cobb.
And Fuller. Cooks, Stills, and Fuller. When you just take those 3, I mean, those 3 can run by just about anybody in football and go deep. So now you don't know which one's going deep, which one's going to run the crossing route, the shallow cross. Which one's going to get the screen passes. You got no idea. Then Randall Cobb, who's the 4th of the receivers there, he's not a threat deep, but he's great over the middle of the field. Like kind of one of the bigger, physical type slot receivers, can break tackles, really smart, was a quarterback in college, knows how to read coverages, all that. So when I look at it from that aspect, and then their offensive line, which was improved last year, and with their 2 first and second round picks from that 2019 draft, they're going to contribute more to the offensive side of the ball, where I just look at, I think the offense will be better without DeAndre Hopkins. I really do. I'm putting myself out there. I will be shocked if it's not. My only concern about the Houston Texans is their defense. That's really where I'm worried about. The defense wasn't very good last year, and they didn't do a whole lot to improve it this offseason.
You still got J.J. Watt.
But he's not, again, he's really good still. Don't get me wrong. He's not like the force he was 3-4 years ago, where he was basically in Aaron Donaldville there for a while, where you're like, you can't tackle, you can't block him. I don't give a shit what the game plan is. He's going to get off. He's not that dominant anymore. They lost a DJ Reader, right? Benardrick, they got some good middle linebackers, and McKinney and, Cunningham, the other one?
Yep, Zach Cunningham.
But Whitney Merciless, like a J.J. Watt, getting up there in years. He's not the threat.
So you're worried about the defense.
I'm worried about the defense. So that's my long story short. I'll be shocked if this offense isn't about as explosive as any offense in football.
Interesting.
Yes, I will be shocked.
I like that. All right, that narrative busted.
We bust that shit up.
Gone.
Busted.
I did write a rhyme for this whole thing. Remember that?
You did. Do you want to read it? Do you want me to read it?
I've got
it.
I've got it right here.
Yo, go, please then.
Do you want to give me a beat? Can you give me a beat? Get like a little
I'm not hitting but I'll go boom, 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 boom.
Okay,
boom.
All right, ready?
Boom, boom, boom.
Chris Simms is the guy you have trust in, but it ain't just rhymes that he's bustin'. Every single year it's imperative that we go ahead and bust your damn narrative.
Oh! B-Rabbit, B-Rabbit. Right. Nothing better than two white guys rapping at a desk in front of a bunch of bobbleheads. You're right.
I think that might make it worse, actually, though.
Right. No, it doesn't. It makes it better.
And if you're still here, thanks for staying. Thanks for sticking around. Okay, so number 2.
Yes.
We know what the open is for the next pod there, right there, by the way.
Might be the open for the whole year.
Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy in Dallas here. Okay, here's the narrative. Mike McCarthy solves the Cowboys' problems. So their problems were always Jason Garrett. We needed a change in leadership because the talent is there. That is true, and you even agree with that.
Yes,
they have one of the top 5 rosters in the NFL. The NFC odds makers agree that McCarthy makes a difference because they are favored pretty heavily over the Eagles, -110 for Dallas, +140 for the Eagles.
Wow,
so,
not much, huh?
Yeah, do you want to bust or trust the narrative that Mike McCarthy solves their problems?
I'm going to trust that narrative. I am. And, I like Jason Garrett. Don't get me wrong. I really do. There's a lot to think of. There's a lot to like there and what he did with the Dallas Cowboys. But, obviously it didn't work. And it didn't work out to the potential that, they had hoped it to be. But McCarthy, you say what you want. His offense has annoyed me at times with Aaron Rodgers up there in Green Bay. And I used to, get on Mike McCarthy all the time. Like, damn, can we
Too conservative?
Yeah, too conservative, too simple. The schemes are so base where I want to go, damn, here's the same 6 plays week after week after week. It's just not enough. It's too much on Aaron Rodgers. I've heard him assess that he's changed. Plus, he kept Kellen Moore there.
Right.
So that's great that they have that. So there's going to be a little mixture there. And Kellen Moore is one of the young, up-and-coming offensive minds in football. But the biggest thing is this. McCarthy, you can say what you want about all those things we just talked about. Green Bay was always tough as hell. They were physical. Anybody I ever talked to who had to go up and cover a game in Green Bay or had, training camp practices with Green Bay, right? They were always like, man, this Green Bay team, they are buttoned up. Things are tight. It's a tightly run ship. And that's because of Mike McCarthy. I think it's the perfect thing that the Dallas Cowboys need. They need something like that. A little more attention to detail, a little bit of a toughness. You guys aren't the greatest things on earth. I know Jerry Jones has all paid you a lot of money and you're famous here in Dallas.
You're a cowboy.
But you ain't done shit since, you've been here. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you went to the playoffs. Whoop-de-freaking do. They expect more than that. I think he's the kind of guy that's going to, show them that a little bit, give them a little toughness that way. And the biggest thing is to have game plans that marry themselves. You heard me before complain that, the offense was just, we're Dallas Cowboys. We're just going to run our offense. This week, we're going to throw it. Next week, we're going to run it. Because we're just going to show up because we're talented, and we're more talented than you. Okay, yeah, half the league, you'll get away with that because you are more talented. But then, the defense last year was the Seattle scheme. We're just going to show up. We're Dallas. Great. How did that work? 8-8. It didn't work. That's right. I think they'll have a good way of marrying their game plan to where, hey, Mike McCarthy, I'm going to talk to Mike Nolan, the defensive coordinator. This is my plan of attack because I think how we're going to expose them on their defensive side of the ball. And Mike, because we're doing this, you need to take that into account and now adjust your defensive game plan a little bit. And what do you want to do to their team and whatever. And I think it'll be more cohesive that way. Listen, if the offense wants to play conservative, let's eat up the clock and do all that, and then the defense is out there blitzing and doing crazy things and giving up big plays, what the point of being conservative on offense, right?
Sure.
So at some point you got to go, hey, Mike, this is, hey, defense coordinator, this is our game plan this week. And then they come up with a way to figure that all out and put it together. That's what the really good football teams do. And I think that's going to be the big advantage, and that's why I trust that narrative.
Trust that narrative. And a lot of times when a new guy comes in, a new head coach or a new GM, there are always these sacred cows, right? If you've been there a long time, it's like, well, Jason Garrett likes this guy. He's not going to move on from him. It's like a new guy comes in with he's just got a blank canvas.
Clean slate,
right?
You're right.
Clean slate.
No
it's
doubt.
Like whatever you did before, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Because you got to do it for me right now.
Exactly. It adds an extra, what I like to say, a little hot poker underneath everybody's ass. Oh, man, I got to impress the new boss.
Yep.
And do all of that. Plus the energy he brings into the building, too, just because it's different. And guys have been used to one way, and now just having a little different livens things up a little bit. Right. I think a new coach like this is always worth 1 or 2 wins in a regular season, and I think he will be worth that.
So let me do one more, and let's do it on that team you just brought up, the old team from Mike McCarthy, the Green Bay Packers, and they got some issues, right? In the draft, it was a little weird. Didn't take a wide receiver. In fact, they replaced or tried to, at least in the draft. In the future, Aaron Rodgers with Jordan Love. So here's the narrative. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are headed for a drama season. And I will look here, and this is the NFC Championship odds, Chris.
Yeah.
You got San Francisco, best odds, New Orleans right behind them, then Dallas, then Tampa, then Philadelphia and Seattle, then Minnesota, then Green Bay. So they're quite a ways down here. So I feel like the odds makers are trusting the narrative that things are going south and they're going to have drama in Green Bay. You want to trust it. You want to trust it.
I do want to trust it. I don't think Green Bay is going to be the same team we saw last year. Yeah. I don't.
I mean, they weren't that good, though.
No,
they weren't a 13-3 team.
Agreed.
Right? They might be the same team and still be 10-6.
They
right?
really could be. Exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I mean, they were fortunate how the schedule played out. They got to feast on some lesser teams. They didn't really beat any of the great teams in football last year. I don't look at it. I got to go back maybe and just reassess that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about that.
I'll do that while you continue your point.
Yeah, please do. And then, I always go back to the old saying, like, if you're staying the same, you're getting worse. And they didn't do anything this offseason to get better. And, of course, the teams around them in their division did. But that's where I want to trust the narrative a little bit. All right, so this one's a tough one. It really is. Because I don't know if I necessarily believe there'll be drama, right? I guess that's where I'm going to bust it and go, I don't think there's going to be drama because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to play awesome. And he'll be a shining beacon of hope for the team, and he's going to keep them in games. And, again, they were 13-3 last year. You go through all the games they played and all the tight, close games, and you just go, oh, they won that one. Why? Oh, because of Aaron Rodgers. That one. Oh, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. So in a year like this with, no offseason, all that, a veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, and Tony Dungy said this today, I agree with him how he said it, these teams have an advantage. Plus, that division, I don't look at anybody in that division to go, oh, Green Bay's in trouble. That team's going to run away with it. I think the Bears are probably a more talented team in the division right now. I don't know. Can Nagy and the quarterback situation, can they put it all together? I don't know. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't expect the same results. I'll bust the narrative, though, of saying that there's going to be drama. I think Rodgers is going to be on his best behavior and going to want to kick ass. I think Matt LaFleur is going to do everything right to keep things the right way, too. If we're talking about drama means 8-8 or 9-7 and they don't make the playoffs or something like that, then okay, then I guess that's drama and maybe but if we're talking like, oh, we think 8-8 or 9-7 is going to lead to this spectacle off the field and Rodgers pointing the finger at the organization and the organization pointing fingers back at Rodgers, I don't believe that at all. I don't.
That relationship with LaFleur is fascinating for me with Aaron Rodgers because, it was weird last year. A new guy coming in, younger guy, and there's a little bit of a fight there.
Yeah, right.
But I think they made it work.
Definitely.
By the end of the year.
Definitely.
Mutual respect there.
Yes. I don't think LaFleur
was the guy.
Had any freaking clue they were drafting Jordan Love.
No clue.
I don't know this, okay? I haven't talked to Matt LaFleur, all right, or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people in football, as you know. And the sense I always got from people was that, yes, he did not think they were trading up in the first round to take a quarterback there. He was blindsided just as much as like Aaron Rodgers was at the moment. He probably knew a few minutes before Aaron Rodgers did. Aaron Rodgers had to watch it on TV. LaFleur probably is, on Zoom call with Brian Gutekunst going, oh, shit, we're going to pick him? But right. I don't think he was like, we need to start thinking of the future and drafting a quarterback now. No, I don't think he was doing that, nor do I think he wants to do that or be in the middle of a fight with Aaron Rodgers and all those things. So, yeah I think that relationship's going to continue to stay top-notch.
That's interesting because then they could form this bond of, like, we're in this together. Let's make this work.
I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked. Yeah, LaFleur's going to have compassion for Rodgers and knowing that Rodgers has been put in a very tough spot. And then Rodgers is also going to look at LaFleur and go, he'll probably be able to feel and go, man, I don't think LaFleur picked this guy or wanted to draft him. And he's going to realize, man, LaFleur's in a tough spot. And I think that could end up bringing them together.
LaFleur's like, I just went through all the drama last year with Aaron. Why would I want to do it again?
All that, it all went well, right.
Yeah, why would I want to go down the road?
And that was overblown. I don't think there was drama there. I think where they had two guys that are honest with the media, Rodgers talked about the audibles to the media.
Yeah.
LaFleur talked about the audible thing to the media, and people jumped on it because, oh, Aaron Rodgers, he seems like he's a diva.
And I thought it was interesting when you said that some of the drama and some of the reason LaFleur was upset with Rodgers is because he wasn't taking enough chances down the field. You know, there were situations
Definitely
where
there was some of that.
he wanted him to be Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
I was like, I want you to be Aaron Rodgers and take some chances here.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.